didn't really know what to do at the start, but we decided to throw YouTube videos that were quintessentially Belfast or around Belfast, that I guess a lot of people would be familiar with. Everything from a guy dancing outside the Catholic chaplaincy, blocked at 2 in the afternoon on a Saturday, to Ian Paisley doing his thing in the 1980s, to a Harlan Wolf crane crash. All the poems titles that we have, or all the titles of the poems, are the titles of the YouTube video. I think that's everything that I have to say about that. So yeah, this is Saturday afternoon, Belfast city centre. How he came to be is for another time, but cast him then as Caliban, a hag-born whelp not wholly of your earth, a mooncalf yawping at the sun. Give him an asbestos mouth, his tongue beyond your ken. Have your men curate his garb and drop a gauze like a long sheet of water. Let your mirror be his mire. Make for him brose or flummery, and see he eats his chancer's lot, so fire damp will not rise and cause you harm. When the island's air has done you good, call him cur or whoreson still. Have him obey and be attentive. It goes unsaid that you'll take Prospero, gifting yourself the hands of the adept, pronouncing the dawning of the mage, taking up the mantle you have named an art. Being sure of birthrights and that the kilter of the hills is as it is, because men like you have walked the hills into the shape of hills, it makes much sense that you should leave the boy to make his way among wandering sailors, among common toadflax.
Cultural piano boogie. You might, as the man said, imagine a scorpion, made from the idea of it, and greywacke and shale just through the window, and the clarinetting la 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 of, let's say, certain ungentlemens, the seagulls, who have drunk their bills of fish blood red. You might imagine the Gulf of Taranto and the thumb of Ionian tide, other cities of two seas, and Messrs. Dio and Dion and Dion and Dean of the red-hot right hand, conductor of the Tarantella, himself tarantula and poisonous. I was there one October, drunk beside the Aspidistra. I was drunk there one night in October when outside the moon was the size of the moon and it pulled us apart. I was one night in October and disco-lated my conscience. Said the plant, there was always some other reason. My ancestors came from Vietnam and now these people move as consonants XXX under the modest chandelier a bunch of grapes. In the next room was him quietly himself, the grape crusher and his red mouth on the black goatskin rug, bed of spiders, and in the next room the seagulls took off like huge sarcastic rounds of applause.
Mind, Body, Spirit Festival, Belfast, Londonderry. The heavy door lay open. I was a sinner, a simple country person, the least of all believers, but something of his boyish face was easing from the off, his boyish face that flickered in relief against the wall. His boyish hands were sleek as polished glass. Music played allegro as the moon made its slow advance across the skylight, across the floor, where, as instructed, I placed an unwashed turnip at his feet, whereupon his deft boyish hands and quick boyish tongue were moved to act. His voice becoming my voice, his hands becoming my hands, as he carved from the turnip of my father the deacon's face. He told me what I had to hear, and I was quick to mention war, whereupon his boyish eyes receded far beyond the night. I was about 16 at the time.
An impassioned Ian Paisley. Don't you, friend, remember the circumstances in that little study on the hill? Friend, if rage was anywhere, it lingered just around my elbow. In the clear nights, I say my name 3 times in the mirror. I appear to myself in woolen robes, spectral, and feel I am being flayed alive. I deny myself and wait until this anger swirls around my red right fist, until under my skin fur bristles. The big moon seethes my finger bones to claws. Can you, friend, see now the long tooth in my jaw? I have not drowned my book, friend. The book has drowned me. Who will contend with me? By day I go upon the parish, whomever I call on I comfort. Thus I take as payment whatever each can bear to offer, meat, sugar, preferably silver.
Harland and Wolf crane crash. If you light a light, a moth will come. It's hard to try to not remember the tired old story of Icarus, wax-winged, jaw clenched, the sudden drop and all the rest. Bruegel, seeing the peasant boy, could not help himself but paint. What an arsehole Bruegel was, showing off to his arsehole mates. If you light, a moth will come.
Corporation linguistics. Dad used to call it Harland and Wolf. Imagine, as the man said, noise, rivets banging for 100 years. He said the wind happened one night like language against the counterweight, and the jig of my great work summed, my tulip of the mountain, my native siren. Did anyone think of the moon? Did anyone think of the moon, or even a replica of it sinking toward them decked out in the pretty years before it was sunk by the English, as they say? And I hate it when people ask, did someone die when the crane collapsed? There was no operator, as they say, no unit in the machine. And so we watched the thing come down and heard rivets banging, the war shipyard, the music of goats in the glens, the screaming god through the big moon. But imagine another crane appears from the side of the stage. So, tulip of the mountain, don't we want the thing to end well? And tell me this, did someone die?